Hey, Coach. Nice win on Saturday.
Thank you.
Listened to it on the radio, and it was quite a game. From the sidelines, I mean, what do you think of the team's performance out there?
Well, I think, considering where we are in the schedule and all those things, I think Dave Marr hit it on the head. As our guys understand that regardless, we have to find ways to win. And in that game, we faced some adversity and still found some ways to win. I think that the point that was made about the opening onside kick, 3 plays later, they score a touchdown to go ahead 7-0, and we respond with at least 3 points to give a response, get the ball back and score 7 points to take the lead. I think that was a tremendous start to the football game for us for 2 reasons. I think when you're on the road, there's going to be times when you are going to be behind and things aren't going your way. Against a program that really, I mean, they play every game like they have nothing to lose. That's the way they play, and we knew they were going to do some surprise things, and they did. They executed the first one as much as everybody said, wow, the guy made an awesome kick, number one, and number two, the guy was flying down the sidelines and just beat our guy to the football. So I have to give them a lot of credit for the execution of it. But I give our players a lot of credit for the response that we made to that particular part of it, and that was really pleasing to see. I think, secondly, with all the injuries we've had in that particular game, I think that we battled, and it wasn't pretty at all times, but we battled and kept battling, especially on the defensive side of the football, and even on our special teams, where our depth really got decimated by injuries, to where some young players are playing their first college football game, and it's in front of 19 or 20,000 people. So they did a good job. And then offensively, probably our best performance since we've been here.
Yeah, offensively, there's some question marks coming into the season, and now, like I said, 90 points in the last 2 FCS games. It seems like offensively you guys are hitting on all cylinders. What's been the change, especially considering all the injuries? Well,
I think, number one, I think you have to give credit to the guys who are getting the opportunity to play. Lucas Triley, Lefi Latuli Nasanoa, Jeff Hyde, guys are getting an opportunity to play, and they're playing well. And they are playing better each time and each opportunity they get, which makes us a stronger and a better football team. So I give our depth and our players that have stepped in and filled some starters' shoes a lot of credit for what they've done. I think that has been a big part of the offense's emergence. I think the other thing that, Mark Rogers has been in the program for 6 weeks. I think he's starting to understand the offense. And he made a good comment that, do you guys think I can block? He asked Dave Marr from the slot man. He goes, I can block. I just got to know who I'm blocking. And now he's starting to figure out how and who that he has to block, and that's going to make us more diverse too. And Dave Marr took advantage of his opportunities to touch the football, and people will pay the price if they're going to play the opposite side of the field of where Mark Rogers is, for example. So I think all those things come into play to make us a better team. But really, it starts with the triple option. And I keep telling you every week in and week out, if we can run the triple option and make them defend it, they're going to struggle to defend the field and defend all the different players we can get the ball to in ways we choose. And the other night, the most important thing we did, we stayed on schedule. We had a lot of 2nd and 3s and a lot of 2nd and 4s, which allows us to dictate what we're going to do rather than getting in 3rd and 8s. 3rd and 8s are bad downs for us. I don't care if we're playing Old Dominion, Fresno State, or Humboldt State. It really doesn't matter to me. If we get to 3rd and 8, we're going to struggle.
And one player, it seems like he's playing really well, obviously, Andre. It seems like, 3 career starts now. Every game he seems to get more and more comfortable. Would you agree with that? And he seems seemingly getting better with each game?
Well, there's no question that he's going to improve. Anybody that gets the opportunity, just like I talked about the offensive linemen that have had the opportunity to play, you're going to improve. You're going to have 2 choices. You're going to improve or you're not going to play. It's what's going to happen. And I think that in Andre's situation, he's playing well enough and improving each time that he touches the football that he's solidifying himself as the guy that can be the quarterback here. And I think that it's unfortunate for Tony and it's unfortunate for Doug Shumway because they both have played well at times this year as well. But Andre's doing some things right now where the ball's ending up in the end zone, and I think his threat that he is when he has the football in his hands within the triple option part of the game is a tough thing to defend.
Okay, so looking ahead now to Southern Utah, as you heard me say, I mean, they always seem to give Cal Poly trouble. They're a good team this year. What's going to be the challenge this week and hopefully bringing back a win?
Well, and over my, I don't know how many years it is now, 16 or 17 years as a head coach at this in the FCS level, I've seen where Southern Utah was 10 and 12, 13 years ago and where they are now. They're a good, solid football team, and they've done a tremendous job recruiting, 1, and number 2, coaching, number 2. They play within themselves schematically. They play extremely hard, and I really felt going into the season they were the most underrated team in the league. They could be 5-1, which would include probably 2 wins over 2 FBS schools. Wyoming 28-20 and San Jose State 16-11. They're games they could have, would have, should have won. And then they 26-23 to Northern Arizona loss. I mean, this is a good football team. And they went to the North Dakota, to the Dome, where I think they've lost 9 games in the total building. Excuse me, Eric, what was it? 5? 9 games in 10 years, and went in there and won the football game. That's tells me that they're probably a pretty good football team, and a mature football team that can go in and do that in their opening conference game of the year. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Lamb and what he's accomplishing there, and I know that it's going to be a game that's going to get to the fourth quarter, and may the best team win.
And, I mean, they like to throw it around. Tyson Poots is just, I mean, he's really dominated Cal Poly the last 2 times here down the street at Spanos. Considering some injuries in the back, the backfield or the, in the secondary, what's the challenge going to be there to try and contain that part of their game?
It's like against Old Dominion. It just limits what we can do, because if we can't take inexperience and make him experienced overnight, that's not going to happen. So we have to be fundamentally sound, and we have to use the base things that we have, and we need to make sure that we tackle the ball when it's in front of us and things like that on the defensive side of the ball. And Tyson Poots is an outstanding player that's done it for a lot of years against a lot of different teams. It's not just against Cal Poly. I mean, he had 12 or 13, I think, last week against North Dakota. So, I mean, we know he's going to have his catches, and the biggest thing you have to do against a guy like that is make sure you tackle him. If he's turning those 5-yard gains into 15-yard gains and those 15s into 25-yard gains, that's where we're going to have a huge issue.
A win this Saturday would put you guys over 500 for this trip. I mean, considering the aspirations for this team, that's a very important game. How important is getting a win?
Well, I don't think there's any question that if you told me that we could be 4-1 at the end of the 5-game road trip, I would have been extremely excited. You told me we could be 3-2, I probably would have taken it. And that's kind of where we are right now. I think that, I'm disappointed probably. I know that Dave mentioned it as well. I think we're disappointed in how we played at Texas State. And I think we learned a lot from that game about how to play on the road and how to win on the road. And I think that even against Fresno State, we came out prepared to play the game and unfortunately didn't win it. But I think it was a good thing for us. And I think that we need to take it one more step. And we can look behind and say this is game 5. And I know that question's coming too and all that stuff. It's game 1. We got 1 game left on this 5 out of those 5, and we have to find a way. Health reasons, no excuses. Trip reasons, no excuses. We have to find a way to be 1-0 in the Great West Conference. That was the goal when we started the season, was to win the Great West. And to win the Great West, you better have an opportunity to win on the road.
Just update us on injuries this week and anyone coming back.
Well, I think we have 54 guys that are fatigued. Other than that, we're good. We're going to have 54 guys make the trip, and we're going to go play. What 54 exactly that's going to be right now, we're hoping that maybe we can get a couple offensive linemen back, but that's still a hope, and it's not a fact. So we got to be prepared to play with the guys that played Saturday night, and we hope that a couple of them, like Bijan Samudi, Jordan Yoakum, Cole Stanford, and a couple of guys that got nicked up along the way the other night, we're hoping that they'll be healthy enough to play. But if they're not, we'll have a lot of guys raising their hands saying that they will be healthy enough to play, and we'll have our allotment of guys, and that's the guys we're going to go to Southern Utah with the mentality we're going to win a football game.
As far as, 2 months ago, or maybe like a month ago, there were some questions about who was going to be kicking field goals. Jake West has done a lot since then. Just kind of talk about the progress he's made and just kind of what you've seen.
Well, I think, we talk about the quarterback thing and we talk about the kicking thing, and I think that, you can make comparisons to both of them. I feel very comfortable that we do have 2 guys that can kick field goals. I feel very comfortable we have 3 guys that can play quarterback. And right now, the guys that are hot are the guys that are playing. And Andre's been playing very well, and like we talked about, doing the right things. And Jake's making field goals, and he probably needs to give Jeff Hyde a little credit for having a legal procedure penalty, because he missed that one, and he got a chance to kick it again, and he made it. So the first time in my life that a penalty's been a good thing. So I think that he is kicking very well. He's kicking very well at practice. And I think when you gain that confidence to get into a football game and go kick the football, then it goes through the uprights. I think you feel like you can do it every single time. So I'm real pleased that Jake has taken the challenge, and hopefully he will continue to.
Thanks, sir.